Hello and welcome to The Property Perspective. I'm Josh.
And I'm Michelle. Today we're looking at a side of property we don't often talk about, and this is the emotional side of being a landlord.
When people hear the word landlord, they often picture someone with a portfolio of properties and a strong profit motive. And yes, there are professional landlords like that, but that's not the whole story.
It certainly isn't. We work with all kinds of landlords. Some have grown portfolios over the years as a long-term strategy for the retirement. They're focused on things like yield, capital growth and market shifts. And they often approach things with a business mindset.
That's it, but then we also help out accidental landlords, people who may have inherited a home or they couldn't sell in the past and decided to let it instead. For them, it isn't always a planned business, it's emotional. It might be their childhood home or maybe where they raised their family.
Yeah, very often. We also work with landlords who are letting out their own homes temporarily. Maybe they've moved abroad or relocated for work, but eventually plan to return. And understandably, they feel very protective. It's not just bricks and mortar, it's actually part of their life.
That's right. So here's the thing. Being a landlord can be stressful, as we know, especially if you're not detached from the property. Worrying about damage, rent being paid, how tenants are looking after the place. It's all very personal when that home has history for yourself.
Exactly. We've seen landlords feel upset after their inspections, and not because anything was wrong, but because, well, the home looked different. Maybe the paint changed, or the garden wasn't quite as loved. It's understandable, but it's also part of the letting process.
And it's important to remember, we can't really dictate exactly how someone chooses to live, as long as they're not causing damage or breaching the tenancy agreement. What feels messy or cluttered to one person might simply be someone else's normal. That can be especially tough if you've lived there yourself and take pride in keeping things just so.
We get it. You know, if you're a naturally tidy person or emotionally attached to the home, seeing it lived in differently can be a bit of a shock. But part of lettings is learning to separate the emotional side from the practical one and focusing on whether the property is being respected, not just styled the way you choose.
That's it, and this is where a good letting agent can really help. Our job isn't just about collecting rent, it's about managing expectations, handling communication and protecting the relationship between tenant and landlord. We can advise whether actions are down to a personality trait, maybe being a bit messy, or whether there's an actual breach of a tenancy agreement, in which case we can take further action.
So whether you're a seasoned investor or someone letting out a home that means something more to you, having the right support can make the experience so much smoother and far less emotional.
Because at the end of the day, letting a property is a financial decision, but it's also a human one. And when people are involved, so are emotions.
Yeah, if you're feeling uncertain or just want someone to help take the stress out of being a landlord, we're here to talk. There's no hard pressure with us, and of course, no hard sell.
So as usual, thank you so much for watching Property Perspective. Don't forget to subscribe for more honest advice, and we'll see you next time.